what you'll see is there's a lot of parallelism with the hand and the foot, and so hopefully it'll make the foot that much easier for you. Okay? Abductor hallucis is a weird one. So a lot of people cannot actively abduct their great toe. So again, this is someone with first rate problems. You would actually test this muscle. So typically what you do for abductor hallucis is simply pull it out. What I'd like you to do is try to hold it out there. I'm going to let go. Don't let it pop back at your other toes. You can do it. You can do it.
Can I stretch my other foot?
No, of course not. So, so where you're going to palpate that muscle is right in the longitudinal arch. And in some people, you will really feel it contract. Okay? She's cheating. Kinetics cheating. And so I'm feeling other muscles contract. I'm not feeling a strong abductor hallucis contraction for her. Sorry. So much for your strong feet.
Right.
Okay?
Is there no grade?
Right. You're just going to be able to palpate for that muscle contraction.
So is it a pass or fail, kind of?
Yeah, so for manual muscle test, I'd say abductor hallucis, and I would say able to contract or unable to palpate contraction for left and right. Oh,
Yeah, I got it.
nice!
Full practice.
It was a control issue. See, I just needed to tell you you couldn't do it, and all of a sudden, boom, it's there. You had it there for a second. Yeah, little trash talk, get her psyched. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the flexor hallucis brevis and then flexor hallucis longus. And just like we saw with the thumb, the brevis is going to flex the MTP and the longus is going to flex the IP. So you're always going to stabilize the proximal segment and then resist movement at the distal part of that joint. So, Annette, I'm going to just hold your foot right here. The foot's in neutral position. I'm holding the metatarsal. What I'd like you to do is bend your toe right here. Okay, relax. So what I want you to relax your toe. Let me take control here. That's the motion I want you to do. Concentration. So now, yep, there you go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in that position. Can you hold it there? No, let me pull it up. So the reason I'm putting her in that position is she's having a hard time with control. And I would say her flexor hallucis brevis is probably a 4-. Now, to go to her flexor hallucis longus, I'm now going to stabilize the proximal phalanx. And now what I'd like you to do is go ahead and bend your toe right there. Oh, very nice. Okay, so go ahead and bend again. Hold it there and don't let me pull it up. And relax. Great. Oh, that was a 5. That was good. For the extensors, we're actually going to test them all together. For the extensor muscle groups, this is going to be true for the hallucis and also for the other toes, we're always going to test them in slight plantar flexion, which is where people want to hang out anyway. Okay? And for this one, we're going to test both joints at the same time. So what I want you to do is straighten out your big toe for me. Just the big toe. Yep, just your big toe. Let these all relax. Yeah, right. Okay, hold it there. Let me pull it down. And now I'm resisting at both joints. Okay. Relax. Okay. So I would probably give her a 4- out of 5 again for that one. Okay. So is it okay if I keep going? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So I had those clumped together because those are our 4 hallucis tests. Right? So we had abductor hallucis, we had flexor hallucis brevis, and then flexor hallucis longus, and then extensor hallucis longus and brevis we're testing together, and you're resisting the extension at both joints. Okay? So now we move on to the other tutzers. So in my house they're tutzer butzers. So do you remember the lumbricals and interossei test? We're going to do the same thing, but now with toes. Except we won't ask the big toe to come down and under. Okay? So it really is going to be this. But what we're going to do, again, so what were the 2 components of this test for the hand? What did we resist? Flexion. So we resisted extension of the 2 IP joints, right, by flexing them. And then we're going to resist flexion of the MCP by pulling it up. Okay, well, we're gonna do the same thing with the toes. We're gonna ask her to bend her toes right here. No, sorry. I'm gonna show you and then I'll have you do it. So I'm gonna have you bend your toes down like that. Okay, now can you do that for me? Good. Now I want your toes to be out straight. There you go. And then bend here. Okay, I want you to have you relax again. So relax.
It's gonna be hard to do.
Chill. So we're gonna have you here. I'm actually gonna hold that joint down for you, and I want you to keep these toes up. Now, I'm gonna try to bend these down. You don't let me, okay? Okay. Now I want you to bend your toes over my finger. Okay, relax for me. Relax your foot for me. There you go.
You're basing it. It's so focused.
Okay. Now I want you to hold your toes there and don't let me pull them up. Ready? So that one is a control issue that's tough. So you want to hold the other joints in the position that you want and then resist where you need it, where you need to resist. Okay? And then flexor digitorum brevis and longus are two different tests. So brevis is going to be flexion of the PIP, and then longus is going to be the DIP. So it's just like the fingers again. So I'm going to stabilize the MTP joint, and I'm going to ask you to flex. Bend your toes over my fingers. There you go. And I'm going to try to straighten them out. And relax. We've got her in a lot of plantar flexion because I keep pulling her down. She has it, but that isn't what you would normally want to do. So now I'm going to stabilize the middle phalanx, right, for the second test. And I'm going to get right under just the tips of her toes and go ahead and curl your toes over. Good. Now I'm going to try to straighten them out and you don't let me. And relax. How's your foot doing?
Fine.
Okay. My hand's tired. So her big toe's not so strong, but her other toes are really doing quite well. Okay. And then extensor digitorum longus and brevis is a test that we do together. Again, you're always going to have the foot for the extensors always in slight plantar flexion. I'm going to stabilize the foot, and I want you to bring your toes up. I'd prefer it if you could let that toe not come up. So I'm going to just hold that one down and bring these up. But see, I don't want to resist. I don't want her to resist it and pull it up. Go ahead and pull those toes up. You can do it.
I can't do it without it.
So I'm going to push on your big toe, push down into my finger with your big toe, push down into my finger with your big toe, and then lift these fingers up. These toes up. There! See? Look at I knew you could do it. Now hold them there. And
I
now,
have a big toe!
big toe. And relax. Cute. Okay. Okay. You have 20 hours to practice.
Oh God! Don't say that.
Don't say that. Okay, so let's stop there. Okay, with all the toe tests, and then we'll come back because 4 of them fit together quite well, and then we'll have soleus and gastrum. Okay? You don't know what happened?